This is my third time starting this. Hi. Made from my basic black. Just wanted to talk about just a couple of things. Nothing serious. It's not a serious day at all, except for the one thing. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I just sniffed to give you an indication that I'm not feeling 100%. Went to bed with a sore throat last night. Still have a little tingle of it right now. So when I got up this morning, I called to get an appointment to get a COVID test done, as well as they ordered me a strep throat test. So hopefully by the time all of this is edited, then I'll be able to give you an update on how I'm doing. So hopefully it's nothing, just the nature of my job kind of thing, my day job. So we'll see. We'll see. So if I'm sounding stuffy or scratchy or something, I can't really hear it. I only have one ear, so it's kind of, I'm deaf in one ear. Not, I know I got two ears. So at any rate, so that was this morning, and I was tired by the time I got back home, so I took a nice long nap, and I was gonna do something simple with my face, but then I started watching Jackie Aina, and it just went from just eyeliner and lipstick to okay, let's just do the whole face. So that's this face, and I'm getting my flat top back, and hopefully that'll get in a couple of months it'll be nice and high, and then I can drape it or dread it or braid it or something. That's my plan. This little rock, I like the way it's shimmering. So, beep, 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 beep. It's sending out a message to space. All right. So what I wanted to talk about is what y'all streaming. So since the pandemic, we've had initially we had some time in our hands, and then work slowly going back to work or slipping in sometimes streaming things. I do want to start off with if one more streaming service comes out, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to subscribe. I have one, two, this one, three. Three things I'm streaming. Three streaming services. And then Disney Plus, which is the devil, came out with the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. And I declare, that's not nice. Not fair. And right before I pressed record, I saw on Facebook that there's a Cruella show coming out. Like, come on, Disney, really? And you're gonna keep all that to yourself, ain't you? I'm not subscribing to another dadgum thing. You know how much I pay for entertainment? So I'm not doing it. No, no, no. Bundle? No, I don't want to bundle anything else. I'm tired of bundling. So I just won't watch it. But I do get to watch Doctor Who. I watch Doctor Who, Doctor Who, Doctor Who, who. Yay! That's my happy place. So yeah, I'm in season 5 now. Oh my goodness. I love that show. I knew about the show when I was a little girl, but I didn't like it. So, because anything that wasn't Sesame Street or a cartoon rarely got my attention. Mr. Rogers was fortunate that I was bored on those days that I watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So, I didn't watch. If it didn't have a cartoon in it, I wasn't interested. So, I didn't really watch Doctor Who. It seemed kind of cheesy. But it's weird though because I like HR Puffin stuff. But I was older, so then I lost contact with the Doctor Who because I had seen like it was on PBS, but I just wasn't really interested in, it, and that's just all there was to it. And then in 2010, I just rediscovered it because they updated it and stuff like that. And I forget the Eccleston. I think he was he's my first Doctor. Whovians, they go all the way back to the beginning. So I don't know if I'm gonna catch up like that. In the show, they show pieces of the original show, and you learn about the where the original characters come from. But now they're doing all the character development anyway in the newer versions, so I'm happy. And I have been missing out and did not think that I was going to ever see Doctor Who again because streaming services, BBC has its own streaming platform. So it would be it would that's all, folks. It would be something else that I would have to subscribe to, and I just don't feel like doing that anymore. I'm tired of subscribing to stuff. Everything these days has a subscription. Can't get away with just being able to go and look at something. Now it's like subscribe. Anyway, to bring it back. All right, so just wanted to see what you're streaming. So I got a list. I have to have a list because I can't keep up sometimes with myself. All right, so I told you about Doctor Who, and we talked about the streaming platforms that are out. Discovery has its own streaming platform, and there's some good stuff coming out on that, but I don't want to subscribe to that either because it's like those little $12.99 here, $13 here, $15 here, $17 here, $21 here. That adds up. Before you know it, you're paying like $500 in streaming services. And do I really need to watch that much TV? No, because it gets in the way of me being able to do other stuff. So, because I like to watch, I like to sit down and watch a show from beginning to end. So if the show from season 1 to season whatever, which is why I haven't started Law and Order, because that's going to be 20 years worth of shows? Ooh. Or Criminal Minds, that's like 10, 15 years worth of shows? Yeah, I'm going to put that off a little bit. So, and then there are the movies and stuff. But let me talk about the shows first, and then we'll go into the movies, because something really inspired me last night that I watched, and just like, kind of thing. So I told you I'm watching Doctor Who. I watched Stargate SG-1. When the show first came out, I didn't watch it. I wasn't really interested in it back then because I'd already seen the movies. I'm like, why'd they make a show about it? Leave it alone. But then I watched the show and I got really into it. I was like, whoa. So I'm waiting for Stargate Atlantis to be released, hopefully on Netflix. And then I'll watch it then. And hopefully I'll get some work. I'm trying to discipline myself to only watch a certain amount of TV, period, which is hard because I like to veg. Vegging is my thing. I got my reflection in this mirror over here, and I see me doing this. So Stargate SG-1, I enjoyed that. Sense8, oh, that's my show. That's my, I just really feel like some connection kind of thing, and I really connect with that show. I've watched it like 5 times. It's short, so it's 2 seasons plus a movie, and the fans fought hard to get that movie because the movie gave us closure. It wrapped everything up in a bow, and so we needed that closure because season 2 ended like, oh my gosh, and then Netflix canceled it. Wait, what? Why? It's like Big Guy and Rusty. Why take that off the air? It's a good show. Taking it back. All right, so Sense8, all the Star Treks. So, did I finish? I should have finished the original Star Trek. And then you go on to Enterprise. No, I'm sorry, not Enterprise. Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. And then I finally watched Enterprise. I was not at all interested in Enterprise. I thought it was a stupid show, except for the Doctor. I liked the Doctor because he had that Cheshire Cat thing that he would do when he smiled. It was creepy, but he made it really nice. And he was also on True Blood, which I also watched. In this past year, I watched so much stuff. I would get, like, my dreams would have these shows that I watch. So I know I'm watching it a lot when it shows up in my dreams. So, at any rate, I finally watched Enterprise, and I actually liked it. And it explains something about the Klingons. If you watched if you watched Deep Space Nine, they went back in time. I hope I'm not spoiling this, but they went back in time with Worf to the original 1701, whatever that number. is. Forgive me. I know I'm a Trekkie, but I'm not that deep of a Trekkie. I just know that Kirk's Enterprise. There we go. Kirk's Enterprise. They went back to that Enterprise, and they noticed that the Klingons looked different from Worf. And Worf's like, what happened? And not Worf, but they asked Worf, what happened? He's like, it's a really embarrassing part of our history. And that was all he said. So I'm like, well, and I'm a fan. I'm like, well, what did happen? Kind of thing. So in Enterprise, they explained what happened, and it really was embarrassing. And but the Ridges came back, and we're all happy. Yay! I like them like this. But that Discovery, which I haven't finished because CBS decided to go, you need our subscription. Dadgummit! So Discovery has their own version of Klingons, and I'm like, that's not a Klingon at all. I don't know where you got these Klingons from, but I don't like them. They are awful. Ugh! So I probably have to watch the show to appreciate it, and then maybe they'll explain why these Klingons look the way they do, because they don't look like the Klingons that I grew up with. And I like, there's nothing wrong with those Klingons. Why would you change them? All right, Black Lightning. Got through that show, and it's actually pretty good. Of course, they deal with a lot of race relations because it's a black superhero, and then they also deal with some LGBTQ things as well. I mean, it's a whole thing. Like, it's a life thing. So, and then I found out because of Doctor Who that the lady who plays the wife is actually British. Ah! Why you gotta ride your motorcycle right there, right now? You gotta do it right now. That loud. Anyway, apparently I'm not a biker, so I appreciate motorcycles, but does it have to be that loud? Do you have to break decibels like that? Okay. So, Black Lightning was good. I haven't gone back to finish because I liked Arrow, but I haven't gone back to finish that yet, and I haven't watched any of the Flash. Of course, I've watched Guardians, the Legends. Something. I'm spacing it. It's so much. Legends. That show was really good too, and I think it's over. I think they wrapped that up in a neat little bow. Boo! I really liked this show. The characters were funny. Oh well. We move on to the next show. Oh, then there's some comedy shows that are out. They Ready from Tiffany Haddish, and I enjoyed those. And I like that they're like 15 minutes long, so I binge a lot, so I can just get through it. Which reminds me of the Dominatrix show that I'm spacing right now that I really, really like. And it's like 15 minutes long, and man, the writers are, I like how they're so good that they can pack so much into like 12 to 15 minutes. Like, how do you do that? Because they're writers, and that's what they do. So, yeah. I watched the Santa Clarita Diet. I really enjoyed the show, except for one thing. I don't know that the writers and producers like black people, because anybody black gets killed or just dismissed, like don't show up anymore. So what's up with that? Not that black people have to live in everything, but I mean, in a show full of white people, you can't have one black dude that lives? One? But okay. I mean, it's your show, and I have the choice to watch it or not watch it, but I'm curious to how it's going to turn out. So we'll see. Okay. Okay, and continuing on. Of course, I watched Game of Thrones. I broke down, and I got HBO because I really wanted to see Game of Thrones, and that was like the extent. And then when HBO Max came out, I'm like, I don't want to buy anything else. But then actually, HBO Max and HBO kind of merged together for it, so I'm not paying for HBO and HBO Max, just HBO Max, which includes HBO. Yes. But Game of Thrones. People complained about the ending. I can see why you would complain. I think to the defense of the writers, though, the book ended like three seasons before, so they were just making stuff up as they go. I haven't read the books either, but I had a I knew someone who read the books, and he's like, okay, so now we don't know what's going to happen because the books ended right here. So who knows? So they made up stuff as they went. So, but overall, Game of Thrones, awesome. Then Jack Ryan, love that. That was really good, and it was, yeah, love that show. Homecoming. I watched the first season. It's kind of weird, but I liked it. I started the second season, and I'm having trouble getting into it. So it's sitting in my do you want to keep watching this pile? Are you gonna? It's in that pile where I started it. I might continue watching it. There's another show. It's based in Africa. Oh yeah, Queen. That show was good. It's like she's like an African Cleopatra, just Cleopatra Jones. Whoa, that show was good. So I'm waiting for the second season to come out for that. Pandemic just messed up everything. So what else? True Detective. I enjoyed that first season with Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. The newest season the next season has, I can't pronounce his name, but he's an awesome actor. I just haven't learned to pronounce his name right yet. And the guy from Blade, and I can't remember his Dutch. I'm sorry, I'll figure it out. And I hope not to offend. I just can't remember. So I would be, that black girl who with the hair top, she's trying to grow out a high top fade, and she's got the gray in the front, and that girl, that woman. Thank you very much. Her. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, okay, yeah. So at any rate, recommendations. I wrote down recommendations. I think I'm writing down recommendations because there's a whole lot that's been recommended for me, and I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. And there's a whole bunch of shows that I have not even named yet that I like, but I can't remember right now because I've watched so much. I got other stuff that I need to do. I'm just saying. While I'm not doing those things, like I'm eating, and I'll spend 2 or 3 hours. And then just late at night, I'm not doing anything, so I just watch. At any rate, and then there are the movies. So I was really glad that that HBO Max got a deal or whatever with the movie studios to where you could stream it or you can go to the movies. I'm not comfortable going to the movies yet because even though I'm vaccinated, as you can tell, I'm concerned about whether or not I still ended up contracting something because vaccines are not 100%, people. It's just like we all got it, so eventually nobody will get it, kind of thing. At any rate, so I'm just not ready to go out like that. I run my errands and I do like a little bit of shopping, but just to be full on like out there and restaurants and stuff. I'm tempted. There's a club type place, but they're outdoors, so I'm tempted to do that. But then like after this week, I'm like, crap. Not yet. So we'll see. At any rate, so I like that HBO got the deal so that some of the movies that are in the theater, can also be streamed. And that's how I got to see Wonder Woman 1984. Loved it! And Justice League. Now, I like the first Justice League movie, but that Zack Snyder version, that bad boy was on point. That was good. Woo! That was, oh man, that was good. And then there's so much more. So, like, it's 20 minutes of me talking about this stuff, but it's a whole lot. So, what are you streaming? Is there anything that you've gone back and watched again and again? Like Sense8 was my thing. I've been watching Doctor Who now, so maybe after I'm done with Doctor Who, I'll go back to Sense8 and binge through that in 2 or 3 days, and then move on to something else. But yeah, those are the things that I'm watching. So what are you watching? And let me know because I really want to know what you're watching. You got any recommendations for me? The ones that I named, if you're into that sort of thing, because I'm a big sci-fi fan, so probably almost anything sci-fi I want to see. Um, I just had a flash of something that's taking place in like the 1800s. I see women in like in or maybe the early 1900s because the dresses and the shoes are a certain style. So uh, it's it's so much to watch. Ah, I need to start reading more. Honestly, goodness. Okay, so that's me. That's what I'm doing. What are you doing? How are you passing the time? Thanks for watching. Excuse me. I'm still. All of this is still. It's not green, so yay. um, at any rate, you guys take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Masks, hand washing, all of that stuff. Social distance as much as you can. It'll be fine. You gotta worry about it. You sound feeling pretty good. I had a nap, so I'm up. Yeah. And the temperature's really nice today, too. All right. You all take care of you, and I will talk to you soon. I almost forgot the thing that inspired me. I watched the Tina Turner documentary last night. I knew about her life, right? But it showed like the footage that they showed, and hearing her talk, and then other people talk, some friends, some family, and then watching, like, I did not know. I knew about, she when she divorced Ike, she the only thing she asked for was her name, and then she clawed her way back to the top. But I did not know what the clawing looked like. I didn't know that she had a Vegas review, and how she grinded, man. She put in, and she did it. She didn't consider herself starting over, but in a way she was, because people knew her as Ike and Tina and not Tina, and it talks about that in the documentary, how she couldn't get away from him because everybody wanted to know what happened, kind of thing, and who are you now without this guy. So she worked really hard, and what got me was watching her perform, knowing that when she stepped off the stage, that she had to go back to, how am I gonna pay my rent or my mortgage? Thank God my kids are grown, so they don't have to. I don't have to be concerned about them, kind of thing. Um, this is what I want to do with my life, kind of thing. But I'm having a hard time getting people to give me a chance. So I do what I got to do to get to where I'm going until I can do better, kind of thing. Um, and I like that her thing was, yeah, I'm black, but I want to do rock and roll. I don't want to do R&B or soul or any of that. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just don't want to do it. Rock and roll is my heart, kind of thing. And then the planets aligned, and stuff fell into place for her eventually. But it was her age that got me, right? So she was really young when she started with the Ike and Tina review. And then she said they were married like 16 years or something. So she put up with 16 years of his stupidity. And then there was that gap in there. And now she's like in her 40s trying to start her career. I mean, she had history, yeah. But now she's starting her own career, kind of thing. And man, it was just something about it that just resonated with me. I'm older. I'm now, I can now say I'm in my 50s, and without going into a whole bunch of stuff, I'm starting over again. So to watch her, and other people have told me and have tried to encourage me and stuff like that, but I don't know, it's just certain things, like you hear people, they're telling you things, and yes, you're right, and okay, I'm gonna get going, and I'm the motivation videos and the encouragement and all of that, yeah, but I don't know. It was just something about seeing her on stage, and the whole time she's on stage, she's smiling. She's always had a nice smile. All these teeth, and it's just broad and this big old. She has a great smile. But to see her with this, and it didn't look like I've seen like Whitney Houston pictures where she's smiling, but it seemed like it was a robotic smile, like I know how to smile kind of smile. But with Tina, it was like the smile came from deep inside her, and it just like luminesced out over everybody. And that part, that was just, I don't know, it just inspired me to like, okay, all right, because I've been whining a lot. A lot. A lot. So now I'm like, okay, put your big girl panties on. Let's go. Let's just do it. You're a grown woman. Just quit it. So anyway, if you get a chance to watch the documentary, I really enjoyed it. So alright, so I took up another 5 minutes of your time. Please like, subscribe. Appreciate you watching.